Last week, I visited the IIT Chennai campus and I was surprised to see all the latest technologies that we are building. We already have technologies that enable us to send messages from one end of the globe to another in a fraction of a second. But with the latest technologies such as Hyperloop, e-taxis, and drones, we will have such connectivity that will enable us to move from Chennai to Bangalore in just 5 hours. We will have e-taxis that will transport us from our terrace straight to the airport in a few minutes, and we will save ample amount of time. So you see how our world is changing and evolving, but every progress comes at a cost. Now think for a second. In this super connected world, we are either surrounded by humans or by technology. And this gives us constant dopamine rush that keeps us excited all the time. Each one of us have more than 1,000 friends on social media. Yet, as a generation, we are lonelier than ever. As per the research done by the Statista Research Institutes, we as a generation have more than a 33% adults who experience feeling of loneliness every single day. You might wonder that in this super connected and instant world, how can any one of us feel lonely? When we have 1,000+ friends on Facebook or Instagram, when we can order anything at the click of a button, when we have thousands of shows to browse on Netflix, how can anyone feel lonely? The one technique that I'm going to share in this video will remove the disadvantages of overstimulation and overconnectedness that our generation is facing. Yes, I'm talking about the technique called the power of being alone. In a world full of noise and constant chatter, being alone or spending time alone in solitude might not seem cool or might be looked down upon by others, but it is extremely powerful technique. It actually is a refresh button to our minds in this super connected world. It gives us a chance to refresh our minds, to de-stress ourselves, to know ourselves better and much more. In today's world that is lonelier and busier than ever, let's create some space for nothingness. Let's create some space for boredom. We as a generation don't get bored because whenever even for a moment we feel bored, we take out our phone and start browsing it. So we don't get enough time for self-reflection. Research says that we spend less than 7 minutes a day on self-reflection. Scientists at the Bear Allen University say that mind wandering is extremely important to improve the brain's cognitive abilities. So sit in a room for a few minutes and experience boredom, experience mind wandering away from technology and human connections. And let your mind wander in whatever direction it wants to wander, and you will see your brain capacity improve, your cognitive abilities improve, de-stressing yourself. You will see your creativity and your imagination seeing bounds and leaps. Next in this video, let's take a look at the 5 ways through which intentional solitude, spending time alone with your thoughts in a room without phone or without human connection, can benefit you. So let's take a look at those 5 ways. Number 1, self-discovery and reflection. It is said that the most important thing to understand is about oneself. If you understand yourself better, you understand the world around you better. And this moment of solitude will help you to self-discover and to understand, to give you self-awareness, to understand what your strengths are, your weaknesses are, what your likes are, dislikes are. See, the most important thing, if you're sitting in an interview, what the interviewer wants to see, he wants to see clarity of thoughts. How much do you know about yourself? And that strength, that skill will come when you spend time alone with just your thoughts and let your mind wander in direction whatever it wants to wander. A study conducted by psychologist Matthew Kellingsworth showed that mind wandering or introspection is linked to higher levels of happiness and a sense of purpose. Just imagine yourself sitting in a room in a bustling city, but letting your mind wander into a tranquil forest. How do you feel? Do you feel that inner peace? Do you feel a sense of peace and happiness within you? Do you feel that you're unraveling inner layers of your own self to understand yourself better? Actually, self-awareness is one of the key components for success in life. A person who understands himself can understand the world around themselves better. Number 2, boosting creativity and happiness. Research at the Harvard Business School showed that people who spend time in solitude are naturally more creative and happy. Let's take a look at some of the examples. J.K. Rowling, the renowned author of Harry Potter, once said that her idea for Harry Potter came when she was in solitude. The very famous Dr. Seuss said that his idea for children's book used to come when he used to spend time in solitude. Number 3, strengthening mental resilience. Do you know that research says that just spending 15 minutes alone in a room in solitude helps improve or decrease your stress levels to a great extent. When we are alone, we are forced to see ourselves head on, and that builds mental resilience. Number 4, fostering meaningful connections. It is said that if you build a meaningful connection with your own self, it helps to build meaningful connections around your surroundings. A study published in the Journal of Consumer Research found that solitude can increase empathy and improve the quality of your connections. Number 5, creating mindfulness. Research says that when we sit alone with our thoughts in a room, we are more present, we are more aware of our surrounding, we are more aware of our thoughts, and that in itself proves that we are present in the moment, cultivating mindfulness for us for the long time. And as we conclude our journey in this video about understanding the power of intentional solitude, that means intentionally spending time alone for a few minutes with your thoughts in a room, that is so powerful and so advantageous. But important thing to remember here is that solitude is very different from isolation or disconnectedness. When we are isolated, when we are lonely, that means we are craving for social connections and we are not liking that feeling. While solitude is something which we really enjoy, which we crave for, because at the end of the day, when we are so much surrounded, when we're bombarded by social media notifications, when we are bombarded by human connections and technology, fast connectedness around the world, that is when we want to reset the button. And those are the moments that we really look forward to. Then it becomes solitude, and then it moves away from loneliness and moves to solitude. So explorers, let's not shy away from our own company. Let's understand that these moments of solitude that we experience during the day are like the step backs that we take in our life to eventually move forward. So if you spend at least 10 or 15 minutes in a day in solitude, don't feel that it's a waste of time. It's not a waste of time. It's actually refreshing and rebuilding your mind again to focus back to work and other activities. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel for more of such content. It really motivates me to prepare more of such videos. Thank you so much for watching.